evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with you. You know, it has been an awful long time since our last show.
It has.
I wonder why that is. Would you have any possible reason?
Well, I have a lot of reasons. Well, you know, it's no secret last year I had a stroke. And I've kind of cleaned up my act, lost some weight, got into better shape. So I had to take time off for that. And then I'm all ready to get back in the studio. And then I got this sciatic thing. I never had one in my life. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even stand. I couldn't lay down, I couldn't sit, I couldn't walk. Driving a car was a cartoon.
You know why all these things are happening to you, don't you?
I don't know.
You're too tall.
Is that what it is?
Yes, tall people are subject to
Is that what it is?
maladies.
I thought it was some kind of curse that Sven Gulli threw on me.
No. Just, you're too damn tall. You can tell by just looking at the camera.
Well,
See, if you were down here with the rest of us normal human beings.
it seemed like there was one thing after another. And then the biggest reason it extended another 6 months was the station asked me to transfer the entire series into HD. Because we started in SD with the 4:3 format, and then when everything changed, we wanted to go 16:9. So that's why
And
you now
Lord
see
knows we look better in HD.
Yeah, well, some of us do.
Yeah, definitely look better in HD.
Yeah, well, but then we tried that, and then that took another 6 months, and now we're ready to finally, hopefully, start doing something the way God meant to, right?
Sure.
So, yeah,
That's
that's
a good way to
the
look
excuse
at it.
I'm going to be using. So,
You can imagine with that much time off, we got a whole lot of things to catch up on. Plus, we have a rather interesting movie to whet your appetite.
oh yeah,
Tonight on Walk the Plank.
stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the show officially, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to be with you once again. And before we start, we really should acknowledge the people who make this all possible.
Oh yeah,
Our
we've got all kinds of sponsors tonight. Steel City Con is back, of course, and they're
Yeah.
sponsoring us for another episode by giving away tickets to Steel City Con for you and a friend if you know the correct trivia question tonight on the show. They're $100 value, so you don't want to miss that. And we have 2 movies sponsoring us now for this particular show. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the sequel. And I saw the first one. It was pretty good, pretty well done. So it'll be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, should be. Speaking of fun, sometimes when you're on TV, you'll just be going about your normal, everyday, daily business, and people will stop, and they recognize you, and they want to bestow gifts upon you because
Yes.
they think you're so wonderful. Now,
Yeah,
this doesn't happen to me,
No,
but it happens to him because he's so tall, and people notice him right away. And
keep watching.
you got some really great stuff
I did,
there.
you know, and I wanted to bring this on the show. I told these guys, I just happen to wander around Pittsburgh once in a while. I'll take the day and go down and do whatever. And they say, hey, aren't you, and now they never know the name of the character, Captain Drake. They say, aren't you the pirate guy? I'm like, yeah, and I'll wander. So I wandered into a couple places that I thought was kind of neat. The first one I was going to show you was really neat. I went to a place called Wild Card. It's on the north side of Pittsburgh, and they have like specialty gifts, specialty T-shirts, you know, that kind of thing. And they're the first people that knew me. Say, oh, well, I have something for you. Wait. And I said, okay. And I'm standing there with friends, and they said, oh, come back. And he hands me a T-shirt, and he says, this is for you. And he gave me a T-shirt. It's black and gold, and he saw me dressed like, I always dress in Steeler stuff because I'm a big Steeler fan. And penguins and pirates, right. So he hands this to me and says, can you show it on the show? Yeah. I said, it's for you. And I said, okay. And I thought you'd like it because you're a big connoisseur of Godzilla.
Sure.
And I love the Steelers and everything. So they gave me this shirt. And it says Yinzilla. And it's Godzilla holding an Iron City beer in his hand
Right on
here.
the 6th Street Bridge, here, which I guess now is the Roberto Clemente Bridge.
Right.
Right here. It's got the Iron City up there.
And it was so nice because they just said, "Hey, you're Captain Drake. Here's a shirt for
There's
you.
the UPMC building.
We love your show." Yeah, and it's got like you can see
Steel building. Yep.
It's got all kinds of stuff, and Pittsburgh is the city of bridges anyway. So I thought that was kind of nice that it's Godzilla,
And
Yinzilla,
they've renamed him the Menace of Monongahela.
and he's just tromping out Pittsburgh. And then a buddy of mine was shooting a movie in the area called Bigfoot the Movie. And he gave me a T-shirt as well because he made a sequel called Bigfoot 2. Oh, I can't remember.
The movie?
It was the movie, Bigfoot 2, but it was 90% Bigfootier or something like that. It was kind of fun. I always like this catchphrase he had on the show. Yuns ain't going to believe who's come to town. And it stars Pittsburgh dad, Kurt Wooten, Jared Schau, who was one of my students when I taught at California University, and he did a little soap opera down there thing I called In Neon, and he gave me a shirt to use, and I wanted to make sure that everybody goes out and sees the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Amazon Prime, it's on Vudu, it's not expensive, and it's a lot of fun. So he gave me a shirt as well. So there you go. I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
And there's no truth to the rumor that these folks are giving these T-shirts to Erik because they think his wardrobe on the show is rather in need of upgrading.
Yes.
So there's no truth to that part at all. So
No.
we'll be all right.
Right, but hey, like we were saying in the beginning, stay tuned tonight because we have a new segment coming on the show called Horror News.
Oh, yes.
With Pirate Dave, and
Yes.
he's going to sit down and tell you some good movies coming out you'll want to partake in.
And who knows if Pirate Dave becomes good at what he's doing, he might get free T-shirts too.
Yeah, maybe.
You
I
never
just saw
can
something
tell.
when we had the idea of doing Pirate Dave. I just saw Dave sitting, and I didn't know what he wore to work. So I saw him sitting like in a suit, wearing an eye patch. This just in, and I thought that was kind of cute. So he's going to do a horror news segment.
We'll check with that later. And there's some pretty good horror news going around. But let's talk a little bit about tonight's movie.
Okay.
Okay. The title of the movie is absolutely horrid. It's called How Awful About Allan. And if you I think at the time they were probably going off of whatever happened to Baby Jane. It's that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But what you need to know is that 7 years before this movie was made, How Awful About Allan was a recognized, bona fide, best-selling novel. And even the Washington Post, which, back in 1970 was actually considered a legitimate source for news and all things good, labeled it as one of the best novels of the year. But didn't translate too well going from novel to celluloid, did it?
No. I mean, there's a reason they're all public domain, right? So, I mean, I like Anthony. It has Anthony Perkins in it.
It does.
And I love Anthony Perkins. I mean, I almost felt like this was a little bit of a, not sequel, but like a little connected to Psycho in the fact that, you get typecast into doing roles. And I thought maybe this was, you never see Anthony Perkins in a rom-com. You know what I mean?
He was in a couple of Westerns, though.
Right, yeah. And I remember doing a little research on this film, and I saw that, and I said, but you kind of get stereotyped into the nutball, and something's wrong with you, and this one he can't see, and there's fire and ghostly stuff. And I thought, okay, this is perfect for the show. It's PD, so let's give it a shot and see what it's all about. In fact, I got to tell you, when I looked, we always play a trailer for you to see if you like it or not. So we were going to show you a trailer for there's no trailers out there for this. I don't know if they didn't make them in the 60s. I think they still made trailers then, but they weren't as in-depth as they are now.
Well, you got to remember, this movie wasn't released in theaters. This was a made-for-television movie. It was on the ABC network. It was made in 1970, and Aaron Spelling, who at the time was probably one of TV's top producers, actually was behind this thing. Of course, most of you now probably know his daughter, Tori, and her famous or infamous escapades. But so, I mean, they had some heavyweights behind this thing. And Julie Harris starred along with Anthony Perkins. And you know, back in that day, Julie Harris was, I think she pretty much dominated TV. If you could get her on a TV show, you were doing something good. So you had two big stars in it. You had Aaron Spelling behind it. It's like a lot of the different machinations and different hardships that you go through in trying to put together your show.
Don't laugh. It's true.
I know it's true. That's why I'm telling them.
Try to do put a patch over your eye and then walk around. You know, you're like, your depth is off. You walk into stuff. I almost said a wrong word there. You walk into stuff. It's horrible. Yeah, and you got all makeup and the hair, and it's pretty bad. So I can empathize a little bit with Tony Perkins.
What he was doing.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you too. I didn't see a lot of Anthony Perkins' film career. I know you said he was in westerns and things like that.
Yeah. He always played the Weasley guy in the western. I wonder why.
Oh, yeah. I'd seen him from the Psycho movies, and I saw him from Psycho 1, 2, even 3, and I guess there was a fourth I didn't see. I do remember him in a Disney movie called The Black Hole.
Yes.
1979.
Yes.
Which I thought was Disney's answer to Star Wars, but I still thought it was a fun movie, and I liked it. I have a couple of friends that didn't like it as much, and I thought it was okay, but I always liked Anthony Perkins. I thought he was a good actor. So I thought this was an interesting movie. If it would have been a no-name in this role, it would have been like, oh, God, click, something else. But this wasn't too bad.
Star power. Speaking of star power, there's an awful lot that's been happening to Captain Calico Drake. Yeah. And since it's been, probably a decade and a half since we did our last show, this might be a really good time to get everybody caught up on.
For a recap?
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, okay, as we last left our heroes... we were doing a crossover, not a crossover, but a continuation. Everything that was continued. So there were several episodes. There were going to be 4 originally, and it somehow expanded to 6, where they're dealing with a guy called the Hooded Man, and he's all in red, and he always comes around. And I wanted to, when I created the show, I wanted to create a Joker character to Batman, if that's a good explanation. A guy that was not funny, a guy that had it out for Captain Drake and the crew. You didn't know quite why. And so I started writing this show. So we had an episode where he first comes on the scene, he ambushes us, there's a battle scene, there's a time travel episode, and then we get into this one where, as we last left our heroes, they were afloat and adrift, surrounded by 3 different ships. The Hooded Man was in one of them, all warships, and they gave him a timeline that says, we're looking for the Siren. And we want the Siren, and if you watch the show, that is the Bottled, who's the conscience, really, of Captain Drake. And you don't know why. And he refuses to give her up, so he instead offers himself. And that was our cliffhanger last time, and how we resolved that tonight on the show.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's a little recap for you. Yeah. So
that's
speaking of movies,
so,
we have a sponsor tonight. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. For those of you who demanded a sequel, you got it. So that's our sponsor tonight. So take a look at this and we'll be right back.
There you go.
Welcome back. Are you ready to start the show? Count with me now. 5, 4, 3.
They're out there, Mike.
2.
Where?
1.
Everywhere.
I hope you're prepared. I hope you're prepared. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, and we will keep you in suspense no longer. I think it's time.
It might just be.
Bring on
Open up that treasure chest.
Pirate Dave.
Pirate Dave and his horror news.
You came up with that name, didn't you?
I did.
I figured.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
me hearty as I, Pirate Dave, with your horror movie news on Walk the Plank for Dead and Buried Treasures. Grrr, the theme for horror in the upcoming years seems to rely on sequels, mateys. Like tonight's sponsor, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, a fourth 28 years later movie, and Return to Silent Hill are among them. There's even another sequel to The Mummy, scheduled to hit theaters April 17th. The savvy Blumhouse Productions will produce what is being called a reboot, not a remake. That's right. Sadly, the new film will not include actors Brendan Fraser or Rachel Weisz, the stars of the successful remake and trilogy of Mummy movies, despite their 25th anniversary.
The films that I watched as a kid were Robin Hood and Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, they were pictures that were adventurous and exciting and comic at the same time, and stimulated its audience, I guess young boys in particular, to sort of want to live vicariously through those characters that they saw. And our take on The Mummy is no exception to that at all.
The reboot promises a darker, more horror-driven approach, deviating from the action-adventure tone of its previous installments that were directed by Stephen Sommers. You would think that Hollywood would learn that nostalgia is a good thing, like a continuation of Rick and Evie O'Connell and their adventures. As no one seems very interested in a dark movie about the Mummy, Tom Cruise learned the hard way in 2017 when even he couldn't save the franchise. But here we are. Will movie companies never learn?
A new The Mummy sequel with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Nobody really saw this coming, but the project is now officially in development. Negotiations are already underway between Universal Pictures and the two lead actors. Fraser and Weisz star together in the first two movies, though Weisz was replaced in the third installment. Well, this is about to change. The new sequel will completely ignore Part 3. The film will be directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, also known as Radio Silence, the duo behind the recent Scream movies and the comedy horror Ready or Not.
Yarr, a sad day, horror fans, when this pirate learned that Monrovia Mall, the site of the original Zombies in the Mall concept of Dawn of the Dead, will be closing and is scheduled for demolition. That, horror fan, means that if you want to visit the actual movie location where the classic George Romero movie took place, you'll need to act fast. The mall is open but is scheduled for demolition in 2027. Yarr. Happy Death Day is finally moving forward after years of discussion and planning, as confirmed by director Christopher Langdon and star Jessica Rose.
The average person lives 27,375 days. That's all we get.
The third film will tell a new story not set within the original time loop, but will continue the franchise's genre-bending approach and the continuing adventures of Tree, Carter, and the Babyface Killer. The film is in pre-production. Yarr! And finally, perhaps this time, the reason the rumors of Happy Death Day 3 seem even more real are because director Christopher Langdon officially departed from Screen 7 to direct it. Again. This left Kevin Williamson, the writer of the original Scream movie, to direct what might be the final chapter in this franchise. That's right. Kevin Williamson has proclaimed Scream 7 will be an official bookend to Scream, bringing emotional closure to the story of Ghostface, Sidney Prescott, Gale Weathers, and all the others. All the original stars, as well as the ones from recent films, are in it. So in the world of Scream, anyone can be the killer. Even if they were the killers before. Again. Yarr! And that's all for now, mateys. This is Pirate Dave with your horror movie news, and we'll see you next time on Walk the Plank and Dead and Buried Treasures. Now, back to Fiore.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
I hope you enjoyed Pirate Dave, because he's going to be on every show from now on.
I did. I thought it was great.
There you go. There it is.
For those of you who don't know, that's our GM here at the BPTV studios. I don't know how we ever talked him.
Menace.
I don't know how we ever talked him into doing this, but I thought it would be great, and I thought he did a great job, didn't he?
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
thought he did good. And that's some good news he came up with too. So.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. Good legit stuff.
That's going to be on every episode from now on. He's going to be doing your horror news. So
And it's just another excuse to have people call us at random times and talk about the show. And it's because people call to actually voice opinions on what's going on this show and the movies and everything else that we play. We have a gaggle of them tonight. Go ahead.
People
and
call here.
start
It's
'em up.
late at night. Sometimes we get frat guys. Sometimes we get drunk girls. Sometimes we get legit calls. But sometimes we get some calls from regular viewers asking about what movies that we'd like to see on the show or what's going on with the show.
Yep.
So we got some calls tonight. And before we
did.
get out of here tonight, let's go to our viewer, I can't say viewer voicemails, but viewer mailbag. I don't know. Something like that. All right, viewer voicemails.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we got from tonight on the show. Here's our first caller. Nick. Nick, you're on. Go hit it.
Hey, this is Tricky Nicky from Bethel Park, man. Keep up the good work.
Tricky Nicky.
And you should have a lot more
I think I know.
movies to choose from. All the characters on Dead and Buried Treasures are super. These guys are doing a good job, and keep up the good work, and I'm a dedicated fan.
Well, thank you, Nick. I am familiar with Creepy Classics. Creepy Classics is a company I've known for years when I was doing Fright Night Friday, which was another horror host show I did years and years ago, back in the 90s. The gentleman who owns the company is named Ron Adams, and he owns a lot of unique monster movies, a lot of unique public domain movies, just a lot of unique movies in general. And he's always at the Monster Bash, and I wish I could have gone this year. I got tied up with, I have to MC a thing next weekend, and there are just times I can't go to these conventions. I have people ask me to come out as Captain Drake, myself to come out, and some of the crew and things like that, and we just never get a chance to. But we will take your advice, Nick. If you want to call back maybe and suggest a couple of different films, like specific ones, we'd love to hear from you, you know, because I love to hear feedback from that. Here's another call we got. This one is Bert calling. It doesn't say where they're calling from, but here's Bert. Bert, how are you tonight?
It's Bert.
Yeah, Bert's happy.
I love the voicemail. That was fantastic. Also, love the show. It was fantastic. I had a fantastic time. Overall, it was a great experience. Thank you so much. Again, you have a great day. Bye.
Well, Bert, he likes, I guess it's fantastic.
Yeah,
He used that word a lot. He throws that word around
Short,
a lot.
sweet,
So
to
I'm
the
glad,
point.
I'm glad you like the show. Please call in. Keep your calls coming. In fact, you can call too at this number, 412-691-3803 is the number for your feedback on Dead and Buried Treasures or Walk the Plank or our after show, The Pirate's Booty. Please call and let us know what you think and give us your insight. And here's another call. This one's from Greg. Greg, you're on tonight with Fiore and myself. How's it going?
Hey, what's happening, Captain? Glad to see you back with another new show, and I really like you on the pre-show, too. Can't wait for tonight's movie.
Awesome.
Speaking of, I was wondering if you could host a particular movie that I don't really see on TV anymore. I don't remember the name of it for sure, but it had to do with Abbott and Costello and pirates.
Mm-hmm.
You always hear about them with Frankenstein and Dracula and the werewolf, but I don't hear much of them about the pirate movie, and they made the one that they made, and I thought it would be perfect for your show. So would you happen to know the name of it, and if I could, or if you could host it?
Yeah,
Thanks.
I do. I think I know the one you're talking about. It's called Abbott and Costello Meet Captain Kidd. See, there's so many good pirates out there, but I think I do know the name of it. It was Abbott and Costello Meet Captain Kidd, and I think we can host it. I think it is in the public domain because Lou Costello had his own production company, and most of those Abbott and Costello movies, the good ones, are owned by Universal Studios, except he did this on his own with Abbott in his own company's name. So I'm pretty sure that thing is PD now. In fact, I looked a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure it is public domain. So we're going to take a look and see if we can't get that one. Here's another call from, it says the Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity at California University, or West Penn University. So how you guys doing tonight?
You guys are doing an awesome job. We love you so much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Ah, we lost it.
Maybe it's good.
You know, we do the show on weekends, and I'm sure that they're just watching and enjoying.
Studying for exams.
Yes, and enjoying every moment of the show. Wholesome family fun.
Yes.
No doubt. That's seems like they were having some wholesome family fun right there.
Yes.
And our last call tonight is from Nick. Nick?
He called back.
I think this is Tricky Nicky calling back, and he might have taken my advice.
Maybe he has some movies.
Hello, Nick. You're on the air.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey. Arr.
Good work, guys. You're doing a good job. I got 3 movies for you. I'd
There
like
you
you
go.
to check out and tell me what you think. And I think the rest of you, the guys in the audience, would like them too.
That was a true
Track
story.
of the Moon Beast, Resurrection Mary, and the Resurrection of Zachary Wheeler with Bradford Dillman in it.
There's a blast.
Keep up the good work.
Arr.
See you next time.
Arr. Hey, thank you for your call, Nick. Thank you for calling us back.
Track of the Moon Beast, wasn't it a werewolf movie?
It was, and it was about, I think if I remember correctly, it was about a guy that gets hit on the head with a moonstone of some type, and he turns into this werewolf kind of reptilian monster.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that is public domain. Now, the Resurrection Mary, I don't think that's public domain. I know that's a true story that came out of Chicago, and I'm not sure that is... I'd have to do some research on that one. And the last one was the Resurrection of Zachary Taylor.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I never heard of that either, so I'd have to do a little work on that and seeing. But they are good suggestions. I appreciate when people call us up and at the number at 412-691-3803 and leave us their suggestions, because it's always welcome. You know, we like to see what we can do, and you know, we do the show for you guys. So if there's something you'd like to see us host the show, now we can't host like Jaws or, you know,
as much as he'd like to.
Yeah, or Scream or like The Conjuring. You know, we couldn't do that because they're pretty current. But all the old school movies back from like maybe say the 70s backwards. Sometimes you get an 80s movie that might be PD. We did one on the show earlier, Chopping Mall, that was PD. That we've done. Sometimes you get some good ones like that, but please keep giving us your ideas. We could use them.
Yeah, definitely. They go over, and you know, there's a lot of movies out there that you folks may have seen that just slip under our radar, and you know, sometimes you find one of those gems.
Hey, we had a good show tonight.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
And do you remember back in the olden days when? And we remember the olden days, certainly, when you would maybe grab your girl and head out to the drive-ins, and, you know, they'd show 2 or 3 movies that nobody ever really heard of before, but, you know, they would be out there for screams and kicks and giggles, and you'd be out there for other things. And
sometimes screams and giggles.
Sometimes a lot of giggles. And somewhere in between those giggles, you always thought to yourself, oh my God, this would be a terrible time to have somebody come in and start killing people.
Yeah, with a machete.
Yeah.
A sword.
It would be like a drive-in massacre, wouldn't it?
Ironically, I think that's our movie next time.
Next time.
Yeah, but you still got to get through this one.
Right now, we need to find out how awful about Allan.
I hear he's pretty bad.